We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the twin flame collective, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine. Happy galactic new year. We are kicking off a new planetary cycle and even a new 13 moon calendar. This is bringing major new beginning vibes. We've entered into the Lionsgate portal, bringing some big energies this year too. It's time to really think about your life and to really manifest that life that you're meant to be living, to create that dream reality, that fifth dimensional reality during this time. So this is all about manifestation, but not so much manifestation of the physical objects, right? It's more about deep soul alignment and feeling good with the reality that you're creating that is deeply aligned with your spiritual self and even yourself on a soul and a spiritual level during this time. We're going to go into some heightened energies. We're already in quite the storm, and we want to be tapping into these energies as they can help us so much with our healing journey and our spiritual awakening. We're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. Remember, this is just a general reading, so take what resonates for your specific situation. If it is a message that resonates, it's for you, but you're going to know your situation better than anyone. That's why I say to do the one-on-one phone calls with me under the readings on my website. Those will help you so much. You can do those calls as often as you need to help you to navigate this journey that you're going through, as it's going to bring up a lot of healing when you're on the twin flame journey for you to do too. So I also do a ton of energy healing sessions on my website. I have tons of clearings, healings, activations on there. I am an energy healer. I also do twin flame coaching, which is great at working you through the process, especially with healing separation issues that you may have run into. I always say to start to really double down on your healing when you're in a twin flame relationship of any kind. Everyone is different at where they are on the journey to in the process. A lot of times it triggers a lot of relationship patterns such as attachment traumas, past relationship issues, fears, insecurities. We've been talking a lot about insecure attachment. Oftentimes the root cause of insecure attachment is not feeling worthy of love. A lot of people have that and might even attract opposite ends of the spectrum, as we're seeing, especially your twin flame, of how they handle and process energies and even relationships. So oftentimes these things are triggered at a certain point within the connection because of the high frequency energies of twin flames coming together. It can bring a lot to the surface for healing too. Just know that. Now we're in the Lionsgate. It's going to amplify everything going on with your situation, but this is a very positive alignment as we are in such galactic energies for the Lionsgate portal. Our planet very much aligns with the central sun, our spiritual sun Sirius, and even our sun, as well as Orion, Mintaka, and Sirius. Of course, I already mentioned that, but we come into a really powerful galactic alignment. We're going to continue to align galactically as we get ready to go into the peak of the Lionsgate portal, which is the 8-8 portal, but the Lionsgate runs through the 12. Powerful energies the next 2 weeks. You're going to go through some amazing upgrades and leveling up. This will help your twin flame connection no matter where you're at. This is going to bring a lot of healing energies for twin flames. It's also going to help both twin flames awaken more to the connection, and you're both going to get a lot of guidance through about this specific connection and how to heal it or what to do within the connection too. Okay, we're going to do some messages for the divine feminine, divine masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. You were my sanctuary, and you're the only person I could confide in, and I betrayed your trust. Okay, this is also, so this could be trust issues or insecurities that have surfaced, but remember, this is like your twin flame gets you like no one else. Trust me, they see through all of your illusions, see you to the core. They know you from many past lifetimes too. So you might find when you're trying to talk to other people about things you would normally talk to your twin flame about, they just don't speak the same language. They're not getting you. I know. And this can be very challenging too, because this is the deepest type of connection that you can have. So you and your twin flame understand each other on a very deep level because of the frequency match. And so if you're in a separation, you're probably finding that oftentimes you might not really have the same support or people to talk to. It just kind of depends on where you're at with that. There's so much unspoken between us. I need to tell you how I really feel. There might be a silence barrier Sometimes there's no contact, right? No communication, especially if you're dealing with a twin flame on the other side that has some type of either fearful avoidant attachment style, or even the worst type, which is dismissive attachment that may be triggered. Oftentimes, I know these are the two attachments that are the hardest to date, and we see this a lot with the twin flame dynamic. Just kind of depends on where your masculine is at. Your divine masculine may be silent treating you or pretending that you don't exist. This is to show their dissatisfaction. Sometimes this is a very toxic trait too of how they're trying to deal with things. This might be their way of avoiding conflict or addressing the issue, but what happens when you don't address problems is they just kind of build up, and we know that it becomes worse instead of just talking it through. This is probably some type of very toxic trait that they learned in childhood, how to deal with things or deal with themselves or issues that they're facing. And so I don't know why, avoiding, right? They might be trying to avoid you, the healing, whatever it is too. And so sometimes that's what it comes down to too. And so they're basically not really avoiding you. They're avoiding their own heavy emotions. They wouldn't do this. They would not go avoidant if they weren't deeply in love with you. In fact, if it was a superficial connection, they would never do that. So this goes to show they feel a lot more about you than they've probably let on, or maybe you believe on your side, divine feminine, and that they would have to be very in love with you to go into that deactivation strategy that avoidance go into, because it's intense emotions. Now I feel, because I'm doing a lot of studying of this stuff, right, and understanding of this stuff, that I feel that when someone goes into that and they're trying to avoid their emotions, this person has a ton of unresolved either trauma or negative emotions within themselves, because they've been stuffing down everything their whole life, and this is how they were dealing with things long before meeting you. So often I feel that these people are dealing with a lot of unresolved things within themselves and a lot of emotions. What happens with twin flame is that all the unhealed baggage is going to come up. So this person might even have a lot of unhealed baggage on their side that you've been triggering for them to have to process and work through. It doesn't matter how awful you might feel. This isn't for everyone, but if you do feel this is for you, a message. Doesn't matter where you're at, how lost you feel, how disconnected you feel, where you're at, like if there's some type of barrier, like no communication, not a lot of communication, not a lot of movement in the 3D, it is okay. And that you will end up with this person. This is your destined partner. If you are in a space like this, it is very important to heal both sides. Your divine masculine needs to figure out, if they are the one doing this, it's their feelings for you. Sometimes this is how they figure out that they're missing you so bad in their life. What really has happened to get to that place, if you're going through some type of something like that, is that this person, their fear kicked in and has won over the connection. They desire closeness, but usually, and I work with so many twin flame couples, it doesn't just happen like that. Usually it was going pretty good and they sabotaged things and did things intentionally to upset you or to push away the connection or to derail it or sabotage it. Usually there's a lot of sabotaging behavior that goes with it too. This is where their fear has kicked in. I know, like oftentimes they'll like discard, blame you after the fact, silent treatment you, right, and things like that, but it's actually something they need to heal and resolve within themselves to come to union. So if you're in a space where there's not a lot of movement, know that you and this person are being guided to do the separate work. And twin flames won't like that. There's going to be spaces you're together, you're in union, spaces that you're doing things on your own solo in this lifetime. And it depends, right? So we do a lot of reunions, unions, separations, oftentimes with twin flames. You're being guided to work on your end of things, divine feminine. Raising your frequency and living life will help you to feel better and to attract that love that you deserve from your divine masculine. So it's very important that you switch the focus, stop sending them your energy, right? And to work on uplifting your own frequency and to clear and release blocks on your side. You're going to find a lot of these blocks are shared when you go deep within this. And a lot of people may or may not understand their own blocks when it comes to relationships. So we have a huge thing of clearing relationship blocks happening on both sides. Doesn't matter if you're in union and you have fears coming up that you need to deal with or insecurities, or if you're in a separation especially, you're working through some type of relationship blocks when it comes to this connection. Your twin flame is doing the same, so it's important that you're doing some type of energy healing to clear and release any energy blocks going on with you. This will help to remove the blocks for the other person too. You're very energetically connected. Whatever's going on within you is being mirrored back through your twin flame or reflected back through your twin flame. A lot of deep clearing work is coming up for the Lionsgate porthole. It's easier being with someone from my world. You're going to notice the karmics come in after a while if there's a separation. Hey, you might have noticed them around anyways. It just kind of depends. It's like they come in. I don't know why. When you're in union, they're not around. Suddenly karmics come in, and this can be a problem. This can be challenging. Make sure, Divine Feminine, that you're being very picky. You should probably, at this point, once you've met your twin flame, and I want to say imprinted, right? Imprinted into that union, even if you haven't come into union or you were just in union briefly, this is enough to keep you going on the twin flame journey. If you're on a twin flame journey, you're going to begin to understand that you probably only want to be with your twin flame at a certain point, and you're going to notice that, like, you're kind of done, I hope, with the karmic game or entertaining karmics on whatever level. This person has changed you in that way, and this is meant to be a good thing, but you have to really follow your soul when it comes to your personal relationships and what you're being guided to do. I miss looking into your eyes and into your soul. You'll probably notice that usually you have a type. I know, right? It's a type, okay? Like the color eyes. Yeah, I know. You're going to know what color eyes you were looking for in this lifetime. Like, you're going to have some type of basic understanding of what this person looked like. I really feel this is from past lifetimes and when we planned out our life and that you understood this. So sometimes, like, say your twin flame has like blue eyes. Just an example. I'm sure they don't, but okay. Say they have blue eyes. When you have attracted all karmics with brown eyes, you're going to know they weren't your person, right? You were looking for blue eyes. Or if your type was like, okay, I love brown eyes, you're going to know that when you're attracting all karmics with blue eyes, this is not your person on some level. You're going to have a basic understanding of what your twin flame looked like. And when you do attract your twin flame into your life, you're going to know this is your person, not based on how they look. It's about how you feel. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to the eyes, there's such a recognition with this person's eyes that you're going to know that this is your person, especially when you're looking into each other's eyes, staring into each other's eyes, getting lost in each other's gaze, eye gazing, things like that. You're going to know this is your person. Maybe they fit the type that you were looking for. It just kind of depends. And I don't mean by looks, right? So you're missing this person's eyes. You were my best friend and I cherished our friendship above all. This person, a lot of times, and I don't want to say, some flames start out as friends before being intimate, but it's the deepest type of vibration and connection that you can have. I know sometimes it depends. Like, some flames like are around each other. I did a call this morning and I was explaining, and we had a really fascinating conversation. I love doing the work I do, and we were having a fascinating conversation about just missing your twin flame all the time. It's like, even though you might be in separate realities, you're not. Like, say you're off doing this, your twin flame probably is in their reality. It's like you could have just missed them. Like, you could have been at the post office an hour ago and your twin flame's there an hour later to the same spot, you know, right? Or you're having the same cravings to do the same things, or because this is the soul coming through too, and your twin flame is a manifestation of your soul. So you might be just missing each other and living very similar lives, even if you're apart and not realize that. You guys are gonna vibe. Something I learned from, well, and I don't want to go into this, but I got to. Something I learned from past karmic connection that I had personally is, like, after I got to know this person, because sometimes we kind of rush into relationships, after I got to know this karmic connection, I was like, I wouldn't even want to hang out with this person as a friend, and it didn't work out. This is a relationship that very fast didn't work out for me anyways, and it's something that I learned because our karmics are here to teach us lessons about ourselves and about our love life and to help us to have better relationships. And I've realized that about your love life, you need someone that you could be best friends with aside from sex, because we don't spend as much time as we like to think having sex. We probably spend a lot more time hanging out with our partner. You need someone that you vibe with and you're into similar interests. So, like, say you're really into something, you're going to want a partner that's into the same stuff, or, you might have a hard time after a while kind of hanging out. Now, I've realized as I'm starting to put together the patterns and pieces of our reality and how reality and consciousness works, I start to think that there is we tend to draw a lot of times very karmic connections to us other than our twin flame. So our twin flame is going to be like usually perfect astrology for you. When I do these readings, I can always tell, talking to you in the stories and astrologically, and there are little signs that we can tell this is our person. They're going to be like perfect complementary match for you on some level, generally astrologically. And when I see the karmics, they're going to be like, and this is some of the karmic connections in my life. And karmic connections are not always romantic. They can be our siblings. They can be our parents. Most of the time, our parents are very karmic, or our siblings and things like that, or, friends co-workers, right? Everyone, because we're learning with a lot of connections across our lifetime. And so the ones that I see are most karmic are going to be opposite astrology signs, or there's going to be something with, your south node placement or the ways that it activates too. Now, oftentimes we're drawn to opposites. This is why oftentimes we see that, but sometimes the karmic connections are like very opposite to us astrologically or in other ways too. And this is about healing and balancing polarity and healing different things within ourselves, why we're attracting these type of dynamics to us. So at first, usually these people are very attracted to you, say they have a polar opposite astrological sign to you. But usually they don't work out. When after a little while you start to bump heads, right? Or there's a lot of triggers or disagreements, or it doesn't go good astrologically. Now, I was telling the same person this morning that we probably usually only want to date, now don't get upset by this chat today, that we usually want to date only a couple signs away from us on the astrological wheel. And I've noticed a lot of twin flames have that. You're like, what? Yeah, I mean, I've been taught that you probably only want to date 2 placements apart either way. And that makes sense to me because even with my twin flame or my past karmic, they were a better connection and they were closer on the astrological wheel. And you're probably drawn to that. And the further apart that you go, say you're polar opposite on that astrological zodiac wheel, then you're not this is going to be the most karmic connection that you could have. We can't always use astrology. Sometimes there's other factors, but I do feel that it can teach us a lot about our love life and what we're doing here and who these connections are to us by astrology sign and how they vibe with our sign too. So when you, like my twin flame is exactly 2 apart from me on the wheel. And this is a very, very good connection astrologically. Now, there's other factors that can come in the middle of twin flame, right? There can be, all sorts of circumstances and blocks and challenges. Some of you guys are married and have karmics, or you live far apart, or your family doesn't like them, and, all of these perceived blocks, or you're not ready, and I have all these hang-ups. Not funny, right? Obstacles, perceived obstacles, but when it comes to the universe. But actually, you'll probably notice that your twin flame is very astrologically compatible to you and that they're very close to you, hopefully, on that astrological wheel. The more distance, because we have distance, there is on that wheel, it might be a more challenging connection too, and it just kind of depends. So a lot of the twin flames I know are very close on that wheel. Not all the time, but it just kind of depends. All right, I have awakened to our connection. I know we have a timeless bond between us, and it is very natural for you guys to question the connection. Now, what I told someone is when you guys were with the karmics in the past, before meeting your twin flame, you never called them a karmic. You never questioned the connection. It's only with twin flames that you guys, is this a karmic? Is this my person? I don't know. And you go into the fear spins and you're panicking. You've been told this is a twin flame. You know about twin flame. You know this is your person, but sometimes we question it. And I was saying that in your past, you never, ever questioned those worst connections that you were in with the real karmics, right? And so you're being made aware of this connection. You're awakening to this connection. Usually it's from your direct spiritual guidance, but it could be through other means. I was telling someone, this is a good way to know too. Okay, so like they say when you do a read that you should have the same information come through 3 times as confirmation. It might be, but the better thing is not the readers, because I see a lot of people go into readers, but really needing the healing. And I'm not knocking that. But the best way to get knowledge and information is through your actual reality. Right? Straight from source, right? Downloads. Yeah, tapping in, meditation, reflecting. What is your inner thoughts telling you? But also there will be a lot of confirmation. Maybe suddenly you've met someone and you're seeing tons of twin flame videos like this. Posts coming up, confirmation. If you're watching this video, you have a twin flame around you, right? Things like that. You might be really drawn to this topic. You might start to read things on it and put it together with pieces of your relationship. Now, a lot of times people think that twin flame is the ultimate fairy tale relationship. I know that's how I thought it was at first, but in actuality, it's the most healing connection that you'll go into, as it is going to trigger all of your unresolved past karma, things that you need to work on basically for your ascension, and it's going to accelerate all that, triggering it to the surface. And so oftentimes you're dealing with having to heal inner child wounding, attachment wounding that you already thought you were past, and it's all going to kind of get pulled up and magnetized out like a messy mess, right? And so sometimes this is actually a very deep healing connection, and it's a lot of inner work too. It's not for the weak, as I say. You're going to have to go through a lot of intense inner initiations and healing going through this connection. Right, there might be some type of distance between you. It's killing the feminine. You're like, right, separation. We talked about no communication, not a lot of movement. There could be a lot of physical space between you, and it just kind of depends with this person. I see a lot of the runners going to other countries lately. It's like, what? Traveling or out of there, right? And the manifestation of it. So there might be some type of separation or distance. I want to kiss you. Craving physical contact. I think that's sometimes what is missing in these higher connections too. It just kind of depends. And now when you're in separation, you want to tap in the 5D, and you're getting so many messages, and you might even have to leave your twin flame alone in the physical if they've made that clear, but you're always connecting in the higher spiritual, but wanting to have that physical union, right? That soul merging and that actual merging, sex, physical contact, right? And making out and all the beautiful things. Some of you guys, your love language is touch, physical touch. So that just kind of depends. If there is a separation, this may be hard for you. If that is how you usually connect with people, if you're a sense person, right? Sometimes when you're in the senses, you very deeply connect through actual physical contact. They will never compare to you. And you know that about any karmics, either in the past or that you've been with. I can't go another day without you. I really do care, even though I don't show it. You might be angry, stages of grief. You might be going through separation, not all the time, but you might go through waves of being upset, angry. You might have been mistreated in some type of way. Like some of your karmics have treated you very, very badly, I say, and blamed you after the fact or before the fact, made up narratives about you in their head, tried to talk to you about everyone and made you look like a problem, right? To justify how they've treated you and even their ego behavior. It just kind of depends too. Divine Feminine cares a ton. You have such an unconditional love for this person. Now, some of you guys are having to let go of the past narratives, which can be very hard as these things have actually happened. And perhaps even for some created a healing wedge or a wedge in the connection that you're working on healing. I sabotaged our connection because it was too intense. The biggest sabotager is ego and fear, and these are very real emotions that you may go through. Divine Feminine has guilt and feels bad for how things went and any pain. You're being guided to detach from this connection, to clear yourself, your energy, and your mind. You're being guided to focus on other things. I'm always so grateful when the universe sends me little distractions and other things into my reality, and it helps a lot. So you might be being sent other lessons, experiences, and things coming up in your reality to help you to shift your focus back to yourself, because this is an important part of this too. Divine Feminine has been holding back how they feel and knowing that they probably should have expressed themselves better. All right, needing to take some space from this connection. Your twin flame may be mirroring that to you. If they've said they want space, huge avoidant word, right? If they want space or more distance and things like that, sometimes I know these are relationship patterns or issues that need to be healed. Use that space to really focus on yourself, to clear your mind and to think. I was telling someone, they said, what do I do in this space of separation? I said, you sit with your thoughts and you begin to really heal yourself. And a lot of people don't like that because you're having to sit and listen to yourself. Really working on that. Let it go. You're clearing layers of ego that have been stirred up. This person might have really triggered your ego. Like, I know that too, right? They might be really triggering you. Release, time to surrender. It's not giving up, but having patience and trust in the process. Twin flame union is a road paved with trust and surrendering to the universe and trusting the greater plan of your life. There will be a reconciliation and a reunion and a second chance. Both of you miss each other. Like, I know some of you guys might be acting like you don't on either side. You miss each other bad. All right, watch out for hookups and casual relationships. You have karmics that are probably going to come in and want to date you or give you love offers, especially, not everyone, but if you're in a separation, people might think you're single. I know, right? Okay, I feel these are tests. You're like, what? Yeah, I know. They can throw off our union or indicate we're not ready. So just be careful, because you might be getting spiritual tests in the form of other people. This is where you got to trust your guidance and intuition of what to do in every specific situation. This is why it's important we're keeping our energy clear so that our intuition is stronger and we better know what to do. All right, so this is you will have a relationship with this person. You're either in a relationship with them now, or you're going to have a reunion in a relationship. It just kind of depends. This is meant to be a relationship. You might feel there's divine timing at play, and this could be the wrong time. This person wasn't ready for you, or you weren't ready. And you might not understand that, but it's all about becoming a better person and a better partner. Allow this twin flame journey to fuel you so that you can become better in all areas of your life, like that fire. And so the universe has a funny way of motivating us in life. This connection is meant to motivate you. I manifested you once and I will manifest you again. Divine Feminine manifesting, yes, this person in union, you're meant to be. There was a lot left unsaid between us. I feel bad about how things went. I wish I could turn the clock back and do things differently. I need to do some soul searching on my own. Time to do some soul searching. There might be places you want to visit, places you want to explore, people you want to go out with, connect with your friends in this space. I thought I could detach. Being apart only makes the connection even more intense. The farther that you wander apart, the worse it feels. So you guys might think you can detach from the connection and it doesn't go anywhere. I just wasn't awake enough for our connection yet. You're waking you up. Divine Masculine is waking up the Divine Feminine more, even if you're super awake. Okay, this is what to heal on both sides. Okay, Divine Feminine, you're holding on to this masculine and holding on maybe a little too tight. If in union or if in separation, you haven't let go of this person, you're unable to move on. You have a strong attraction and even a lot of obsessive thoughts about this person, like maybe you can't get them off your mind or you're always focused on them. But you might be acting childish and immature. So this is like, don't fall into the victim of it and make sure you're doing inner child healing work. There are some type of inner child blocks that have been coming up that have been affecting your love life on the Divine Feminine side. This could have been, and I see this common if you've been through abandonment and rejection in childhood and your Divine Feminine starts to play out those patterns and to, you know, they might have had the same on their end. So we see that where they've been, you know, they have a hard time getting close to people. They push you away. They trigger that on your side and it triggers your anxiety and all sorts of things. And you start to purge and spin and, you know, your whole world is rocked on your side. So this is why it's very important that you are healing the wounds that are coming up from your Divine Masculine, that they are triggering no matter what they are, the different insecurities. They could be feelings about yourself or past experiences that you've been through that your Divine Masculine is replaying on some type of level, or just the wounds and the triggers that are coming up. All right, Divine Masculine. Some of them are entertaining other people. Then this, I know, right? And this is like, you might see that too, where they have got rid of you. They're hanging out with karmics. They wanted to keep other women around. Love interest, just kind of depends. They're also hiding how they feel. They might be acting cold and detached, or that they don't care, but they're secretly in love with you and have deep emotions. They know that there is a soul contract for spiritual union and twin flame union with you, even if this isn't for everyone, but if they're going runner or throwing sabotaging behavior up or blocks, you can delay the union, but it's going to happen still. You can slow it down, but it just creates more work for both. Okay, so we have these cards. And some of them are representing your Divine Masculine too. So you might feel that there's imbalances. You feel out of control with this connection. Both are probably feeling that. And this is like, make sure that you're checking yourself. Make sure that you're eating better, that you're clearing any alcohol, drugs, and low vibrational behaviors. I know karmic connections, food, shopping, whatever it is that you need to do to clean your life up and clean your energy up. You're being guided to really heal yourself and to work on your energy during this time. We're needing to integrate into these higher frequencies. We have the Five of Swords. This is representing your Divine Masculine coming through. They're being very defensive. They might be playing games with you and mind games and things like that. So just know that. And this is like, this could indicate not getting along with you, I always say. It just kind of depends on how that's manifesting with you. All right, the Chariot. This can represent Cancer sign or water sign, but this is like things are going to move forward. You need to clear some type of blocks and obstacles. You know what those are in your path. And when we have this Chariot energy, it's like the Merkaba, the light body, but it's also goes after what it wants very, very fast. I love it, right? Things start to move. So clear the blocks and obstacles energetically and watch things begin to move forward, either within your union or out of separation. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is destiny coming through, and I love that because we have some destined energies coming at us right now. This is karma and the universe working in your favor. Luck is on your side with this connection. The universe is actually supporting this connection. I think we have fear of relationships because in the past, the universe was not supporting karmic connections, right? And the energies will no longer sustain these type of superficial connections. This is a connection that the universe is guiding you towards all of the time. So trust your guidance right now. This is working with the forces of the universe in your life. All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles. You might be doing too much. You might be juggling a lot. You're always running around. You're on the move. You're overextending yourself. You might be getting a little burnt out and tired, especially going through the twin flame journey on top of it. We have the Justice card. This is karmic justice, and you're going to receive karma, whether that's good or bad. There might be some type of karmic obstacles in your life or in your path. For some people, this is like, can represent karmic connections and relationships, people you need to get rid of out of your field from the past. These are the past partners. Every person that you've ever dated or slept with before your twin flame is going to have to go. I know, right? And so it's clearing that type of energy. But for some, it could be divorce. If you're still married to someone, that's very common when you meet your twin flame, or if you're in a relationship, the karmic has to go, or it could be legal things, like I said, divorce, but it could be other things, right? Some of you guys have actual lawsuits and settlements, and then it could just be other things in your life. Oftentimes it's your family. They're the biggest karmic attachments that you have. You'll notice especially anything blocking union and not supporting your union is not serving you, and it's in the way. So sometimes this is like your family trying to control you and tell you you can't be with your flame. I know this is a big thing, right? And then you'll notice those are usually the narcissists in your life, the family, and you'll say, what? Oh, I know, right? Let's go there. Back to our childhoods as twin flames. Yes, you guys are coming out of very narcissistic family dynamics, and you're needing to break the pattern, and this can be a lot too. And it depends on what's coming up in your life too. So this is clearing the karma, but everything needs to be resolved fairly. So what usually happens, not all the time, but if you're in a separation and you're like, where's my twin flame? What are they doing? They're being called back to the karmics in their life. I know I saw that, and I was kind of making fun of my flame because I was like, oh, you're back with your narcissistic mother, right? Oh my God, okay. Because they have something they need to resolve and work out with that person controlling their life, and that's fine. But for some, it's like you got this tasty union, and then they're back with their wife, right? Oh my God, or their karmic spouse, and they're back to that. And you'll see how miserable your twin flame looks in these situations. It could just be friends, other lovers, other areas of their life. And after having a taste of the beautiful, divine, spiritual twin flame energies, and they might think that a lot of these masculines are like, they think the grass was greener on the other side, and they might have caused some separation issues, and they're figuring out they are in regret, and they know the grass wasn't greener on the other side. They thought that they could, find what they were looking for to heal these deeper wounds with the karmics, because karmics are always the source of your deeper wounds you've already been through. You know that for the masculine, their wounds were left behind in childhood and from the actual karmic relationships and partners of their past. And so when they're stuck, I say stuck, karmically stuck in these situations, you know that it's just not helping them. And even though they think they're going to find what they're looking for there, these are usually trauma bond attachments and things like that. So the masculine is back, some of them, dealing with trauma bond karmic attachments they haven't cleared up out of their life. So if you're in a separation or slow coming in union, they might be resolving something. Some of these relationships might be long over. And I had someone tell me that this morning, that their twin flame was bringing up their ex. They probably haven't been with them for a long time, but they're clearly not over it, or they wouldn't be using it as an excuse not to come into union. And so it is the things that are blocks coming into union. So, these connections could even be long gone, and your masculine could be sitting alone, but they're using them as excuses or blocks to not come into union of, why they can't do love or whatever it is. So we have these blocks and obstacles that are coming up for both twin flames. You're both being guided to really clean your life up, divine feminine. This will help your divine masculine to mirror the changes that you're making. So as you're getting healthier, you're clearing negative attachments, cords, and connections, your twin flame masculine is going to mirror that stuff to you. All of that inner work that you're doing, as you're subtly healing your energy and shifting your energy, they will on their side too. So just know that. So a lot of that is coming up. So it can be like you do that love bubble and then separation. And in each separation, you're both being guided to really do some soul searching and to look at what you need to heal. So we're going to do divine masculine reading. What's going on for the divine masculine? Divine feminine, take these as direct messages from your masculine. I'm coming to you with an offer. Will you say yes when I offer you my hand? Will you take it? For some, if you're dating, this could be engagement, moving in together, marriage, higher level of commitment. If you're in separation, this is them coming back and opening up about how they feel. Many of you are waiting on that on the divine feminine side. We have a lot of divine feminines that are waiting for their masculine to wake up or go through a wake-up call and to shift into union with them, or to wake up to the connection more, or what they need to do too. And so some of you guys are waiting for them to come in with that kind of energy. This is bringing major new beginning vibes, that Lion's Gate. So I know, right? It's like New Year's Day, Galactic New Year's Day. So we know that kicks off a new cycle too. And we're closing out the old energy too. So both are closing out a lot of old energy in their lives. I'm trying to move on, but thoughts of you still linger and I can't control them. They think about you all of the time. You're like that secret space you go to, right, in their mind, in the 5D, in the spiritual. So this person, you know that twin flames are both very awake, and that you connect on that spiritual level when you're going somewhere in your mind, when you're daydreaming, when you're trancing out and you're doing your 3D life, but you're somewhere else. You're connecting. All you have to do is think about that person and you're connecting with their energy. You're sending telepathic messages back and forth. I couldn't handle your words when you were upset with me. It was too painful. Divine feminine may have lashed out at the masculine and said things, or for some, not everyone, they might be getting that silence from their divine feminine side too. We see that, right? And it just kind of depends, or even we have that runner energy. It just kind of depends with it. Divine feminine might have projected that hurt back at the masculine too, especially if they feel they kicked off the separation cycles. There was some type of karmic backlash from divine feminine where you guys might have been, I say mouthy, a little bit mouthy, or lack of communication too. It just kind of depends because of the upset and the hurt that's been triggered to the surface. Remember that keyword, been triggered to the surface. Both twin flames don't honestly mean to hurt each other, but you'll see it that they are through the lens on both sides. I let my ego get in the way. I couldn't let go of my pride, but you saw through me. You know the truth about me. And this might be unnerving that divine feminine can see so deeply into the masculine, or the ego blocks, so the mental blocks, the mental barriers that they're replaying, or think ways that they need to heal or change their life. A lot of times you guys can see their deeper issues. I know, right? Or it just could be mental. We're dealing with mental ego blocks. So ego might have come up and gotten in the way. I keep track of you from afar by looking you up online. This divine masculine is watching you online. You might know that too. And this can be common, that they keep access to you in a lot of ways. Like maybe they're not communicating with you, but you know, they keep access to you. A lot of twin flames, you know, they're on your social media, even though they're not talking or interacting with you. You might see them pop up on your stories or your notifications once in a while. So they are watching you from afar, and in the spiritual too. They are looking after you in the spiritual. I didn't realize I loved you until it was too late. I'm sorry. This person is waking up to their feelings for you. You're worth more to me than I let on. So you're worth a lot to this masculine. They might be struggling with their feelings or expressing that. I can't let you go. And you might sense that if either one of you are unable to move on. You might notice neither of you are dating and you're just kind of in limbo. You don't like, right? You haven't been able to let go. Now this could be them not being able to let go of things that were said or things that happened, but also of this connection on some type of way. So maybe neither one of you guys quite moved on from this connection, or maybe you know you can't. You deserve better than them. This person knows that you deserve better than the people around you. In fact, this person, if they are in union or were in union with you, they might have been very protective of you and your energy and the people that are around. And you might have liked that. So when the divine masculine pulls back, you might notice you lost that protection and you're more open. Oh God, you're more open, right? And just be mindful of that. I want to hold you. This person fantasizes about touching you, feeling you. If you guys are in union, they love that. I know, right? Like, yeah, I know. Sex, cuddling, touching, feeling each other, right? They can't get enough of you in the physical. I ran because I wasn't ready for you. This person might have known they weren't ready or couldn't handle your energy. It might have been triggering them on some type of level. Your triggers probably got to them on some level too, and you'll notice that. So they might have ran. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. Okay. This separation is just as painful for me too. You might see that. I see it all over my masculine's face, that they are in so much pain, just as much pain as you've had to practice going through process going through this connection too. So whatever pain and emotions you've had to process, they feel every second of it on the other side. Sometimes people are like, you know, they might have one or the other twin flames acting detached or that they don't care, but in reality, you're so energetically connected, you're literally feeling the same emotions. I still have karmic situations that I need to clear on my end. I'm doing the work to get you. They might have karmic blocks, obstacles, or situations on their end. Divine Masculine has complex reality. I wish I could go back and start over. They want to redo with you. They want a new beginning, and we have that energy coming in. I'm just not ready yet. Trust in the divine timing. I search for you in every lifetime. This is a deep past life connection. And that's another thing when we talked about not dating, they might try. Some people do. I have flames that tell me they're dating, but they always get brought back to their twin flame on some level. So you might try to date, but you'll notice that you can't because the search is over. You already know your person. All right, there might be some type of, and this is what we're healing on the divine masculine side, liquid courage. They might need that confidence and bravery to talk to you. It's like they might be trying to dial your number or text you or email you and they're deleting the messages. This could be alcohol playing a part. It just depends if that person has a problem with it. They might be having a hard time not going back to the old patterns. There's some type of third party. This is some type of karmic interference. And like we said, this is my cheating card in other karmics, but it doesn't have to be. And we talked about, I'm not going to go too into this, other circumstances and blocks, right? So karmics on their side have gotten in the way of this connection, and they know that. They have people around them that don't have their best interest in mind. And usually when they get left with these people, they'll feel that too. I said some of these connections are so draining with the karmics, you couldn't pay me to be around the karmics, right? Oh my God. So they're realizing that, right? Energetically, like if they've been left with a karmic, oh my God, or karmic situation, they are realizing after having a taste of divine union, just how draining some of these situations are. So they're trying to clear up their life too. Your divine masculine is watching your socials. They are reminiscing about you and they are spying on trying to see what you're trying to do online too. So they're spending a lot of time digitally stalking you or looking you up or looking at your socials or your pictures they may have saved. They're getting a lot of signs and messages from the universe about this twin flame union and about this connection. Okay, so divine feminine, they feel bad. They're in the energy of guilt, regret, beating yourself up. This is like feeling bad. This is like shame energy and being triggered, and like they want to apologize. They feel bad for mistakes and making wrong choices on their side, the divine feminine, but they have a lot of also toxic people that have been around them too. So divine feminine, check your surroundings and things like that. Make sure you're not third party energy yourself. It won't make the situation any better. It'll make it worse because you won't pass your test and it will throw off union too. So be mindful of the people around you, especially people trying to get romantic or hook up with you. All right, divine masculine. Some of you guys had a double life. There might have been lies, deception. Some of you guys were straight in other relationships. This can be a huge block to twin flame union, right? And things like that. A lot of masculines are already married or have families and they meet their twin flame and they do some type of love affair, as we saw the card for, and then they have a hard time leaving. It might lead the flame on or other things like that of not doing the work. There might be some type of separation, distance, or breakup. This person might be giving you the cold shoulder or acting cold with you. They might be playing mind games with you too on the masculine side. So be careful you're not playing mind games with your divine feminine. It makes it worse. Both of you are hurting from this. There's been a lot of damage in this connection that you need to heal. Divine masculine, you're feeling your feminine. You're both feeling the absence and feeling that piece of you missing, that half of you missing. Because you feel that wholeness first in the love bubble and how good it feels. But when ripped apart, I'll say ripped apart, you feel that. All right. It's like a void. All right. All right. 1111. This is your twin flame. But you know, some of you are waiting on twin flame union and you have unfinished business. There's something you need to resolve and discuss, some type of communication that needs to heal things when ready. So you have unfinished business with this person, but you have your own toxic patterns and habits that you need to change, divine masculine, and needing to change some things in your life. Could just be needing to heal some things, we'll say. All right, really good cards on the masculine side, but we're going to start. These two are not good. We have the Knight of Wands. Masculine might be being arrogant, promiscuous. Some of the masculines are flirting around. Oh my God, I hate this because I help so many twin flames and they're showing me like masculines like, hey, I'm single, play in the field. Like I get to see the text, right? I'm single and play in the field. I got options and trying to look for something better. And you know, the feminine's right there. They're watching. I know you guys get front row tickets and get downloads and like no one else, right? And so this might be, you know, they're being competitive in some type of way. This is player energy. I know, acting like a player and things like that. You see some of your divine masculines are out enjoying single life at the club, at the bar, hooking up with people, texting other feminines, looking for other karmics to date in this space. And it just kind of depends. But this could be something not for everyone, but you'll know if this is you, delaying your union of this type of energy. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, this is your divine feminine. Some of you guys need to break codependent, anxious attachment behaviors and get more independent. I know, try to work on your confidence and things like that. Some of you are the divine feminine. This can indicate your divine feminine might be tired or acting lazy or not wanting to put in the work, needing to really get independent in your energy on some level. This is what separation teaches you to do. You're pulled back to work on yourself more. So we have the Lovers card. You know that this is your twin flame. This is a deep spiritual connection. It's the most powerful connection you can get. And you're supposed to heal the issues and come into perfect union. It's deep love. You guys can rise up so far as power couples, saving the planet. I know, manifesting anything you want together. But you're needing to find a balance within yourselves and within the connection. So there might be a decision divine masculine has to make about this union. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Once again, these are like, this is my third confirmation card. That divine masculine is watching you from afar. They want you. They want success in their life. They want what you have to offer. So maybe their divine feminine is already successful in their career and that turns them on, or you have the qualities that they want within themselves, might be lacking or just are looking for in a partner. This is someone that the Knight of Pentacles, they are a slow mover. This can represent some type of earth sign energy, even if it's in their chart or something like that. So when we look at this energy, it can represent Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming through in the reading. But this is being patient and, like I always say, slow moving, but big moves, right? So this person wants you. They're watching you from afar, but they might be being careful to plan or figuring out how to work their way back in. We have the Ace of Wands. This is going to be a new beginning in love for you guys in union, starting a new timeline, shifting to higher realities. I know, closing out ones keeping you stuck karmically, or just new beginning vibes. So if you are in a separation, a really beautiful card for coming into union and getting a love offer from this person and starting over with a new relationship. This is new beginning and doing it again, but doing it right this time, that you have both had time to reflect on what worked and didn't work when you guys come together last time, if in separation, so that you can come together anew. And this is like compassion, love, empathy, understanding, and happy relationship. Or if you're in a union, really reflecting on where you want to go within this union too. So this is beautiful reconciliation, new beginning vibes coming for those in separation. Those in union going to a higher level right now, right, as we're upgrading ourselves and becoming higher versions of ourselves. All right, that's about it. Anyways, I'm going to be around doing Galactic New Year stuff today. I have tons of healings and activations. Check out the twin flame stuff I have specifically for the Galactic New Year in my shop today. That's what I'm doing today, and then we do a little pause, right? So make sure that you are tapping into this Galactic New Year vibe. It will help set you so far ahead no matter what your situation. Make sure you're checking out those healings in my shop. Make sure you're booking a phone call reading if you need it. It's going to help you get so much clarity on your own unique situation. Have a beautiful day.